Jack Flaherty finds a hole in the Chicago Cubs bats and bad officiating doom the Cubs. Welcome in everybody to another episode of Chicago Cubs Central. This is your number one spot for all things Chicago Cubs. I am your host, Mike Jones, back again with you once again. Thank you so much for tuning in to this game. And y'all, listen, we got sensitive umps. We got a dominant pitcher, and we got the Chicago Cubs bats going cold once again, dooming the Chicago Cubs to lose their first series in probably what about the last 5 or 6. It's been really crazy. The last series the Chicago Cubs lost, I believe before this was to the New York Mets, and that was about 2 weeks ago. So yeah, man, the Chicago Cubs, like I said, just ran up against a buzzsaw of emotion. Did not expect much out of Friday night. I knew Scooball was going to be good. I knew the Chicago Cubs definitely had a chance to win on Saturday. Unfortunately, I knew Sunday would be the toss-up. And again, the Chicago Cubs bats got skunked in this one. Did not push one run across home plate. Tigers did so 4 times, all 4 coming against Cade Horton. Um, Cade in this game got himself into trouble early on into this game in the very first inning, and he almost got himself out of it. And unfortunately, he could not get himself out of it after Spencer Torkelson doubled to center field right over Kyle Tucker's head, and he scored 2 runs based off of that. It did like he was about to get out of that, and I was going to applaud him if he would have, but yet and still, Chicago Cubs bats have to be able to produce, and they just were unable to. They were unable to produce runs in this game. Ian Happ 0 for 3, Kyle Tucker 0 for 3, Seiya Suzuki 0 for 4, Peter Armstrong 1 for 4, Carson Kelly once again 0 for 3, Michael Bush 1 for 4, Dansby Swanson had a decent game 2 for 3, Nico Horner 0 for 2, and then got thrown out of the game, and Matt Shaw once again 0 for 3. Um, Chicago Cubs bats can't do this. Can't do this. You can't regress like this. Especially not in a series where the world is watching. Baseball eyes were on this series because these two teams at this point of the season where they had the best records in their division. And you also cannot allow terrible umping, terrible officiating to ruin this weekend's games. They put together worst, the worst umpire crew to come and ump these last 3 games. I mean, it was terrible. I've never in my life, outside of like the most notorious umps, known or felt I needed to know the name of the umpires who umped this series. But let me tell you something. I definitely know these 3 umps. I mean, the umpire and the other guys. I do all know all their names now. Why? The crew chiefs and everybody else, because they stunk up the joint all weekend. Stunk it up all weekend. It was horrible, horrible, horrible officiating, horrible calls. The strike zone, horrible. The appeals to first and the third, horrible. Horrible. And then you got the Tigers posting, you know what I'm saying, the Tiger eyes ripping through the W flag. And for me, I tweeted back at them. They tweeted off their social media, and I tweeted back at them and said there was a tainted victory, because it was. Now, again, like I said, there's no excuse for the Chicago Cubs bats not being able to come alive against Jack Flaherty. Like I said, but again, he was spectacular. He was a good pitcher. He was a good pitcher in this game, and the Chicago Cubs just could not figure him out to save their lives, and it showed. And it showed. But listen, like I said, it doesn't stop there, because now the Chicago Cubs are about to see the Philadelphia Phillies best 3, or not best 3, but two of their top 3 pitchers. You got Zach Wheeler, who's 6-2 with a 2.96 ERA, and Matthew Boyd will be going for the Cubs. The only great part about it is that the Phillies bats have gone cold, so Matthew Boyd will have a chance in that game. Then, like I said, you get Colin Ray pitching against Abel, who's only pitched 11.1 innings. He's a right-handed pitcher. That'll be the Tuesday night matchup against the Phillies, and then of course, on Wednesday, it'll be Jose Luzardo, who ate the Chicago's for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Ate Chicago Cubs up for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That'll be the Wednesday getaway game at 12:05, going up against Ben Brown, who is now 3-4 after pitching one of his best outings Saturday. So we'll just have to see, man. We'll just have to see what ends up happening. The Chicago Cubs got work to do. Chicago Cubs got work to do, man. It's a short episode, but we'll be right back at it tomorrow for you with another Chicago Cubs episode. Hopefully they can get it together, man, with their bats. Remember, guys, do me a favor. If you like this content, subscribe to this content. Also, share this content. Also, leave a voicemail at 217-816-5498. Cubs Baseball 1992 at gmail.com. I appreciate all of you for joining and tuning in. Until next time, go Cubs go. Peace.
Thank you for watching another episode of Chicago Cubs Central, the #1 spot for all Chicago Cubs content. Remember to like, share, subscribe for more Cubs content.